This is a Suboptimal podcast. Check out our suboptimal content at suboptimal.co.
All right, everybody, welcome to 2.5 Weebs, episode number 12. This week we are talking about Stray Dogs. It is a, how would you describe this, guys?
This show is a supernatural detective type story. I guess would probably be the easy way of going over it.
Yeah.
So it's like Sherlock Holmes, but he's got superpowers. That sounds like I feel like I've seen this, so I could definitely tell you that's exactly what it is. That's not at all, wouldn't it? Maybe. No.
Absolutely exactly that.
But no, it's God. I can't remember the main characters' names.
I don't either.
Well, it's been a week since we've seen this one, so
Yeah.
I mean, but that said, it's excuse me. This is a good. It's again Japanese show, so the names are in Japanese, so as normal for us, it's difficult to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I blame Comfy for not remembering.
I mean, yeah, sure. I understand. I'll take my lumps. I was dying. And now I'm also dying, but I'm still here. So, hey. I have that going for me, which is nice. What do you think about this show?
All right, so, yeah, Dale, how'd you find this?
I didn't think anything negative. I don't know. It was okay. Didn't really grab me. Like, I feel like at the end of the third episode, when the bad guy is like, you know what? We're just gonna fucking let him go. Wait, why? You could literally kill them right now and win. But you're like, nah, it's okay. Because
I mean, have you seen Dragon Ball?
But that doesn't,
There is...
okay.
Okay, so... When the bad guy confronts at the end of the third episode, when he's confronting the suicide, the guy who likes to try to commit suicide.
Yes. Who
The
does
issue
he
becomes
actually
there.
want to die, or is he just kind of like experiencing? Like, is he just experimenting?
He
and, like,
loves the concept of killing himself, but
Yeah.
not
He doesn't-
actually doing it.
he doesn't actually
doesn't
want
like-
to die, though. Okay.
Well, he doesn't like pain or anything like that, so it's a
Uh-huh.
weird dichotomy thing, and it's a little more delved into, as well as why the bad guy there that they show doesn't just try to kill them. A simple solution is the fact that they're now outnumbered because it's only the two of them, right? Whereas
Right.
it's the suicidal guy plus the were-tiger. So the were-tiger is very dangerous, and the only reason the tiger hasn't killed the two of them is because the other guy's ability, right?
Right.
The problem is that the suicidal guy, his ability is to nullify anybody else's abilities.
Yeah, but there was still the chick there with like the machine guns, and
But she can't. Well,
She
there's the
can't
thing.
what? Kill the people with machine guns? I mean, that's what they're for.
She can't kill the were-tiger with machine guns, no. And by the time she could probably aim and fire at them, the tiger would be in the way, right?
Would it though?
They also go into more about why later on in the series, about why the bad guy there is scared of, I think his name is Danza,
I don't know.
and why exactly he doesn't want to confront him in particular. Because if you remember at the very end of that episode, and mild spoiler alert, they mentioned the fact that he used to be part of the mafia.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
they did reveal that actually.
He killed people and shit. He was a bad guy.
He was and it tells you a little bit later on in the first season that Danza is the guy who trained that guy to use his abilities and whatnot. So there's a good reason he's scared of him, because that guy can kick the crap out of him no problem, and shooting at him doesn't really work that well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I liked the concept of this show a lot.
Uh-huh.
Like, everything about it seems really interesting to me, and they like set up good plot points. But all of the characters just made me not enjoy the show.
The characters can be very
Like I get the
annoying,
point was that
and
a lot of the characters were eccentric and a little extra, but they were just too much for me,
and what's worse is
Sure.
that you're meeting some of the more annoying ones off the get-go, like the brother and sister.
Yeah,
What the
listen,
fuck? That's right.
Listen, I watched Arrow Manga Sensei, but I,
I
didn't
totally
like
forgot.
it, okay?
And Dale completely forgot about the brother and sister. Okay, so
And now he's mad he remembers. Like,
the show
I'm
had
not
the show did,
mad.
like
I was
there's
just
a
like,
large okay, so the show has a large cast, and it makes the choice, and I don't know why, to introduce you to certain characters of the cast first.
yes.
The first two people it introduce you to are the guy who's the suicide guy, who I believe his name is Danza,
Right.
and his basically what his partner is, who can create items by writing stuff down in a book.
what a weird and awkward to use superpower. Like what? The
It
fuck?
is.
See, that's like a
What the
dope
fuck?
ass power though if you use it correctly.
But
Like,
think of it, anything you write down, you can create, right?
Yeah,
There's no
like,
limitations upon that. So
I
it's a
get
weird
that's cool,
power,
but like,
but it is kind of awkward.
it's so
Um,
cool conceptually. That's
right.
the
So
thing.
it introduces those two first, which is fine. Those two are both kind of interesting. They don't seem to get along, but they do seem to be friends. Then it makes the choice to introduce another pair of characters who are basically interns at the institution, like the agency these guys work for. One of them is actually powered and can create illusions within a range of an area, and the other is a sister. Now, whether or not they're actually blood related, it doesn't say, and it kind of alludes they might be or might not be. However, they are brother and sister, whether stepbrother or not, and she has a massive, massive thing for him. And
Yeah, we could tell.
it's
Mm.
very, very much played out in like she does things to him like constantly. So that's the thing.
It's
That's
weird.
kind of a turnoff. It's
It
a weird
is-
thing to introduce these two because they don't have a giant role in the rest of the season.
It
Right.
doesn't seem like they do. They completely seem like side characters that I didn't expect to see them at all after this episode.
But it
Like-
just kind of introduces this guy and these two there. Then after this, you
Mhm.
start meeting some other characters. You meet like their doctor they have on staff. You meet there's a person who's got like super strength. There's a guy who can solve basically any case almost instantly, but it's because that's what his ability is. His ability is the ability to take in all information around him and process it immediately and give out, an answer to something.
Wait,
The problem
who?
is that
Who is
it's another
this?
character you haven't met yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, you've met them because at the end of episode 1, they come out like out of the shadows there, and they kind of they're around the kid where he's on the ground, and the one guy's like, "Yeah, we're going to take him into the agency," and they're like, "What?" So these are some of the other characters that are there. Like the super strength person is there. The guy who can solve any crime is there. His thing is that he's kind of an idiot if he's not using his ability. Like just straight up.
Everything about the show conceptually is something that I would like, but in practice, it's just I think they turned the dials a little too far.
They turn the dials very far in the show. It's very out there. It does grow on you, though. That's the thing.
No, I
But I
don't
don't
doubt that at all.
I don't expect the two of you to keep moving with this show. I kept going with the show when I originally came across it because I was like, okay, this is strange. Where are they going? And it got really interesting. So, because you start dealing with the mafia, you start learning about, the one guy's history with them and how things are going. Then they start introducing other threats, right? Because they are, a detective agency, so they do have to deal with, crime and stuff like that. And the things they deal with, they mention, are things that the military police, because this seems to be like almost a police state, doesn't deal with, right? Or can't deal with. So in this case, they're dealing with, people who are super powered. And then they start dealing with like a terrorism stuff. They start dealing with another organization that's like theirs, but it's not beholden to any government or anything like that.
Okay.
Who are coming from a foreign country and infiltrating this one because they're after certain stuff. So things do pick up. They do get really interesting. So things get. It is worth it to keep going in my estimation, but it is touch and go at the start.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured the show would get better, but like that first bit, it just it didn't hit me.
I don't blame you. This show is it's a little extra. Like it's,
from the first episode, I could see exactly the tone it was going for, and I was like, I want this to be something I like, but it's not going to be.
Yeah, they go way over the top.
Yeah, which isn't always a bad thing.
No, it's not always a bad thing.
Over the top can be real fun. I don't know if you're seeing the Magic game that I'm playing right now, but it's kind of dirty.
I would actually have to open your thing.
Edison says that it changes a lot in season 2. I'm not even gonna finish season 1. Like it didn't grab me.
I might.
It does.
I don't
change
really
a
have
lot.
anything to
consider
say
watching it.
about it that I, really just didn't like or anything. It's just kind of like meh.
It's just not a
story.
show for you. I mean, the
Yeah,
animation is good.
not
The music is
interested.
good. The story does get very interesting. The characters are interesting, aside from the fact that them are kind of crazy and over the top.
Yeah, no,
Definitely
the
interesting.
characters themselves seemed kind of cool in their own kind of ways, but I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it. I also discovered exactly what it is about dubs that I prefer more than subs. I also noticed I watched the first episode in subtitles, and then I watched episodes 2 and 3 dubbed, and I was able to like pick up on the tone of voice more and like the kind of attitude that the characters had when I understood the words.
It is
and I
much
could kind of
easier to
pick
pick
up on the tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, like just to talk about that for a second, I watched when Sword Art Online, the second season of it came out, the Gun Gale season. I watched that in Japanese as it aired, but I originally watched the show in the English dub just because it was like one of the first shows I watched.
Right.
So then I went back and watched it in the English dub, and there was a lot of different tone and stuff that I wasn't able to pick up on. Like I'd read the book even, and they like were able to do stuff that I wasn't seeing before. It's not a great dub by any means, but there's still like that extra tone. And then even then, I've recently been looking at the Konosuba dub, which holy shit, that is localized so well.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Like that's something I'm probably actually gonna go back and watch because from what I saw, the jokes are played off really well, localized to English. It feels like an abridged series almost. So,
That's cool.
yeah. But like sometimes dubs are just easier to deal with. So
Sometimes
I 100% get it.
Right.
All right, I need a name, so I'm just gonna use your name for this.
Oh good God. Oh jeez. Oh man. So what's the verdict? I'm gonna go with I can see where it's going, but I don't really want to take the road to get there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. As I said, this show it gets better, but for a lot of people, they're not going to make it past the first 3 episodes. This is a weird show because it has 3 seasons. Which is a good indication.
It's getting a 3rd season, now.
The 3rd season is coming out. People have been looking
very
forward
soon,
to it.
right? It's
Didn't
like
it just
over
start?
years.
Didn't the first episode air, or does it air this week?
I think it airs this week.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have a feeling Copper's going to recommend this one.
Yes, for me, this is a recommend. Just go through the first 3 episodes. Things get interesting after that point. They're interesting through that point. It's just it's a very over the top show. So if you don't mind shows that are kind of goofy, a little over the top, this
It is extra.
Yeah, this is an extra show. But the music in the show is great. The voices are great. The animation in the show is spot on. And the story does get super interesting, and you will get, attracted
Attached
to
to the characters.
Yeah.
God damn it. We just have the exact same wording for that.
So
And
For
then
me,
they all
it's a
die,
recommend.
and you get really sad. And
I've seen Game of
it's a
Thrones.
bummer. That's true. I'm used to all my favorite characters dying.
Game of Thrones sucks.
But hey, speaking of
All right. Wow.
speaking of
Wow.
shows
Wow.
that are
All
coming
right.
out this season, hey guys, you know what started last week?
What's that?
That's right, the spring 2019 anime season. Yay!
Woo!
With hot new shows like
Right.
One Punch Man
I haven't actually
and
seen
Attack
that
on
yet.
Titan.
So
That
I was
we've
able to
never
find. So One Punch Man, for those who aren't aware, even though the first season is available online and is available on Netflix, Hulu got the rights to season 2, so that's the only place you can find it. I finally got to watch the episode that came out
Of One Punch
for the
Man?
start. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
and
haven't
with a
found it
recap.
on Hulu. Am I blind?
It's an episode 0, so they probably didn't put it up on Hulu. So the episode 0 is a recap of the first season, just to reintroduce things to you.
Whoa.
Okay, so season 2
It's just to catch you
officially
up.
starts this week then.
Oh.
Season 2 will officially start this week.
Yeah,
When's it
we
coming
went
out?
through-
When are we getting that?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, it should
Oh,
be
dope. Okay.
tomorrow.
It's
I
like
will act-
tomorrow in the morning. Like
Okay.
it airs like for Japan, it airs Monday night. So for you, you're getting it at like while you're at work.
Okay,
Ah.
so I'll come home from work and I'll be able to watch it. And now, is
You
this going to
should
be
be,
simulcast?
should be able to watch, because I believe it's a simulcast. Yeah.
Dope. So I'll be able to like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
watch
I'm
the dub.
excited.
Dope. I'm excited.
One
'Cause
Punch Man is very well written and very funny.
One Punch Man is my favorite anime. Like, it's the only one that I'm actually like, I fucking love this shit. Like, Goblin
One of
Slayer's
the-
cool. I like Goblin Slayer, but man, One Punch Man makes me laugh, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories actually was a couple of years ago for spring break. I went home and me and a bunch of friends that we almost never get to see each other because we were buddies from high school. Every single night we would go to somebody else's house, play weird ass board games, and watch One Punch Man.
Nice.
It's amazing.
See,
It's
I recently
such a fun
watched
experience.
the entire first season on Hulu in the dub because I saw that they added a dub, and I was like, great, I like it. And Kaylee watched a bunch of it by proxy, and there was the scene where him and Genos, where Saitama and Genos were doing their like sparring match in the fucking
Mhm.
in the
Right.
in the like
In the Canyon, yeah.
in the canyon, and it came to the point where like Saitama fake like almost punches Genos in the face, and like there's that huge gust of wind, and Kaylee's like, so he
Yeah.
could have just killed that guy, right? And I was like, yeah, and that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
it's great.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause he's this goofy ass dude who doesn't like take anything seriously, but he's like the huge fucking badass. And then a couple seconds later, he does this like goofy walk where his arms are all waving side to side, like,
Yeah.
walking away. Yeah, his hilarious stupid walk. I'm like, God, it's so funny. And it's
Well, it's
funny
like one of
because
my
like, because Genos is the super serious character, and she's like, okay, I get why you like it because you have a dumb sense of humor. It's like, yeah, there you go.
it's a dumbass show, which
It's
is
great.
its strength, and it plays to its strength so well.
Right.
It does.
Which is one of the reasons it's so universally loved by everybody.
Like, what was it? Episode 3 or 4 or
About
some
to
shit.
end
There was
this
the
man's whole career.
the lion does like he announces like this ridiculous like over the top comet punch or something. I don't know. He like yells his special attack, and he's just like unenthusiastic punch and just kills him. It's like
Yeah.
it's so
He starts naming his punches, and they're things like unenthusiastic punch.
it's
and-
just like it does everything that animes that I don't like about animes, but it does it to make fun of itself. It's hilarious. So
Yeah, no, it's a good show that plays to its strengths. It's very well written, but like that was one of the best things about One Punch Man is the guy who wrote it has almost no artistic talent, something he admits himself. And if you watch Mob Psycho 100, it's very prevalent.
for those who don't know, Mob Psycho is his other show. He's
It-
actually
it's-
had these two web comics turned into shows, which is
Yes.
a
Neither of
big
these were
achievement.
mangas. Neither of these were light novels. They weren't published until very recently.
Yep, they were
Uh,
web comics. He made them for the
yes.
web. Like he just published them, and they got so popular. They started
Be-
they got picked up,
Yeah,
put
they
into
got-
or collected.
They got
Anthologies,
mangas
basically.
published, didn't they?
Yeah, they made a manga basically out of the web comic. And so, and then they made the anime, and the anime's blown up. It's a huge phenomenon now, which is cool.
Absolutely massive.
And then, so One Punch Man is the one that really took off and started stuff. So they went back and said, okay, what else has he got? And then came across Mob Psycho 100, which is his other thing he does. And so for that one, rather than adjusting the style to be more, well, in One Punch Man's case, heroic and like sharp and clean for the anime, because it actually enhances what he's doing there, which I think he'd fully admit. Mob Psycho keeps basically his original strange and weird drawing style, because that fits more for that story too.
The best thing about One Punch Man is his art style was admittedly by himself. Like, I would never knock an artist, trust me. Just it wasn't the best it could be. And what he ends up doing is, when they make it into an anime, they made everything serious except for the main character, who was the only non-serious part of that entire webcomic. And so it adds to it, because, like, while you could have made everybody serious, like, they made everything except the one part that you want to focus on serious. And then now you have anime Doug Funny over here drop kicking bitches. Am I wrong?
No.
You have him like drop kicking bitches and one punching everything, and the world ends, and it's amazing, and he's hilarious.
And there's the thing, like, for those who haven't seen One Punch Man, he's not happy about being that like overly strong.
Bored.
He's bored by it.
Yeah.
He's a hero for fun.
He's a hero for fun. He wants to do good. He wants to help people, but he also wants to enjoy himself, and he wants to be challenged. The problem is that he doesn't have a challenge. Like, nothing can actually harm him that he's found, and nothing can really stand up to him. The only time he found something where he actually had to go, okay, standard punch, was the last villain of season 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, spoilers for the last episode of season 1, but it's been out for like 5 years at this point, or like 3 years. I don't know how long it is, but it's been out for a while. But basically, like, he just, at the end of it, they have this super awesome, like, the best way I can say it's like akin to Dragon Ball Z, where they're like flying all over the place and knocking each other out, and it's super hardcore. And then, like, it gets to the end of the fight, and the boss is like, "You're holding back on me," and he's like, yeah, I am. He's like, "Show me your strength." He's like, "Nah, meh," and just kicks his ass in one hit, because that's his gimmick.
Yeah,
like, that's the best part.
You've been holding back the whole time. It's like,
it's so hard to make that gimmick work for so long. And I forget the writer's name, but he, every time, just makes it work.
And it's great. It's the anguish that Saitama has that's really the kicker. Like, the fact that he hates this so much.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time. But I love One Punch. I'm really excited for season 2.
I'm excited to actually start watching season 2. I checked Hulu twice this week because I didn't know it was episode 0. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't either until I was actually able to find it. So
yeah.
For if anybody watching, I hope my mouse isn't clicking too much, because I am doing a little bit of work. So,
you're fine.
It's
and if not, then Dale can edit it and post.
I don't know how, so no, I can't.
It's really not that hard, but
I don't know how to do that stuff. Episode 0 recap episode. Yes.
Yeah. So there was a recap episode. Yeah, and he even dreams of having a serious actual fight.
In the recap episode?
No, during the actual season. The recap just goes over everything that's happened, which is cool. It does give you, a recap. It does mention one thing that's very interesting for those who were curious about the villain of this season. It does mention who he is. So that will be interesting development. Now, again, spoiler. Plug your ears if you don't want to know. So the trailer that came out showed the villain, right? The white-haired guy. The season 2, episode 0 mentions, just kind of in passing, that he is the former student of Silverfang, who beat up all of his other students and then left the dojo.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. I like Silverfang. He's a good character.
Silverfang
And I think
is great.
I think this season as well, we're getting introduced to King, who is the #1 hero.
Yes.
Is that correct? Who, fun fact, is only the #1 hero because he lives where Saitama lives and everyone thinks he's Saitama, which is the greatest plot point ever, and I love it. It's so well done.
That is really, really well. Like, it's just kind of great. The fact that that's where they've gone with this is like...
Well, because then it slowly become this story of Saitama's like grasping for any like sense of just, I exist, believe in me, and everybody's going, yo, bitch, you're worthless. Even though he's the strongest man alive, which is very aware. Like, everybody knows this. Like, or the people who know him know this, which is like Silverfang knows this, and Genos knows this. Yes. And half the villains know this. But none of the heroes believe it. Oh, I think Moomin Rider also knows this, but... Like,
oh, dude, Moomin Rider is the real hero of the story.
He's
the villains the villains who know this are all dead.
Yeah, well, they figure it out, and then they take a short trip to just somewhere else.
Okay.
So, the concept stands.
Yes.
But it is, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole season is going to be real fun. And then we get Attack on Titan in a fucking month. Who does that?
Oh, yeah, the fact that Titan is so far out is surprising.
I was excited for it, and then I found out that it was a month out, and I'm like, I can't be bothered. Honestly, like, what? Why are you making me wait that long for it?
I was very surprised. I mean, for those who aren't aware, so when new seasons of anime start, because anime, are generally only 12 to 13 episodes, some are 24. They do a couple seasons per year, and new shows generally start, and the ones that are 24 episodes go longer into next season and such. So when they do this, though, they stagger the release of shows at the start of a season. The reason for that being is that they don't want to flood everything, right? It's because a lot of these studios are interconnected and they're making multiple shows and things like that. So they don't want to screw themselves over. And then they also have to deal with, there's only so much time on the air to be able to broadcast stuff. They stagger the release of stuff. The weird thing is that they're pushing Titan so far back in the season. Like, it's way back, like far enough back that
it is 3 weeks out right now.
Yes. Usually that's
Attack on Titan?
Yeah,
Attack on Titan. Yeah, starts in 3 weeks.
So rather than starting straight off the start of a season, which is where you normally have your top tier shows start,
right?
They pushed it back to basically what is the farthest back you can go, which is about a month after everything else starts.
I wonder why.
I think it's because of One Punch Man.
Maybe.
I think they weren't confident enough in the show up against One Punch for ratings wise. So I think they pushed it back.
If there's one show that's going to beat out Attack on Titan, it would be One Punch Man. But the problem is that One Punch Man is way bigger in the US than like Attack on Titan. Just because of the momentum it's picked up over the past couple of years, while Attack on Titan has kind of been asleep, for lack of a better term. Yeah. And like in Japan, Attack on Titan's a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Like it is big. And like One Punch Man's not small by any means, but it's not the same level of like cult following as in like the US.
Yeah.
So it like I can see like localized why they would, but even in Japan, like that's a hard sell for me to say like they don't trust their brand. Cause like, do you remember like when Attack on Titan first came out, like all of the tie-ins that they had in Japan, like there were TV commercials for like Hyundai that had like Titans chasing cars.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Like it was massive. It's almost as big as like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is right now.
Oh, is that huge in Japan?
It is actually like the biggest show in Japan.
Huh. Interesting.
It is giant in Japan.
From
for
what I've seen of
reasons.
like ads for JoJo, I'm just the art style doesn't. I don't like the art.
Doesn't
art
do it
style
for you?
fucking
Yeah,
changes every season, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
it really does. Yeah, it's
It's
has to do. The show changes every season, really. Like
the
it's
cast
very
changes.
strange.
The cast changes pretty much every season. Like it'll get you, but like I kind of like it. I think it keeps the show fresh. No meme.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It's a very interesting way to keep a show fresh too, because usually with shows, be it animated or not, you have your cast of characters, and they don't really push through time very much. I mean, look at The Simpsons, right? Like, how long have they been on the air? But they're still
30
like
something years,
and they're still in the
exact
same.
age.
Yeah, they're still the same age. They're still in the same grade, stuff like that. Even though we've had like multiple Christmases and things like that every time, and they reference stuff that's occurred too. So, but stuff doesn't really move.
Yeah, like time is static. But then like in
And then a few
JoJo's,
shows
it's
move
like-
forward slowly, but JoJo's every single damn season they're skipping like ahead a generation, like they're moving another generation forward.
You have your first generation, which is like the first season, which is Jonathan, and then you have his son
Yep.
in the next generation, which is Joseph, and then you have his grandson in the next generation, which is Jotaro, and then you have his like half brother in the next generation, which is Josuke, and then you have the villain's bastard son in the current season, who is Giorno. I think my favorite part about JoJo is that everybody's name fucking means JoJo. No matter how fucking ridiculous they make it. It's amazing. But like it is it's actually a show I like for all the memes that I give it.
I
but,
know,
like,
I know you love this show.
It's a weird ass show, and I'm a
It's a very strange show. It's a hard sell to people who are new to anime.
Oh
Is it
yeah,
is it
like, I
Jonathan's
haven't seen
grandson?
enough of it, but
Oh, I think it is. No, it's only like 30 years in the future, isn't it?
For which one?
Season 1 to season 2.
Um,
It might be as great. It probably is. I could be totally wrong, but I haven't watched season 1 or 2 in a long time.
a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Speedwagon's an old ass dude.
Yeah.
So
There's the other thing about the show. They name the characters who aren't JoJo after
Okay.
bands.
Oh my god, I fucking love it. It's so good. Oh, and all of the stands are musical references too. It's okay.
For those wondering, the stand is the special ability.
It's the Pokemon battles.
Yeah.
Like, but so basically, like the main villain through the overarching story is Dio, named after Dio, or Ronnie James Dio and his band Dio. You know, like super mega popular metal. The main enemies in the second season are SEDC, Wham. I need to like look them up because they're like all over the place. Whamu, AC/DC, Wham, Led Zeppelin. Like his name is actually like Led Zeppelin. It's pretty damn funny. And then there's another one that I'm trying to think of. There's like a fourth pillar man, but I can't think of his name. But it's also a band. Star Platinum is a reference to some band. I looked it up before, but it is like the list of like you can look up the list of references in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's like TV shows low, like movies low, other media low, music, and it's like 5,000 pages. Here. This is actually gonna like hurt me if I don't figure out what the other
So the other thing to look up there, Comfy, while you're looking up stuff. So for those who aren't aware, we missed last week, but one of the things we were going to talk about, about now, is we were adding a segment to the show where we were going to watch not just the first 3 episodes of one show and discuss that, but we're going to watch
an entire season.
We're going to watch an entire season of a show as it goes through, starting with episode 1 and moving through the show, and basically talk about what we think and, you know, how things change if they do, you know, going through the whole show.
Oh man, I gotta pull up the image of this.
I think we decided on a show as well.
Oh yeah, we did.
So because that show is now out, we can actually introduce you to what the show is. So if everybody wants to follow along with us and watch, you know, episode 1, talk about next week.
Yes.
You know.
All right.
It will be another segment that we add. So not only will we talk about one anime each, like the first 3 every week, but for every new season of anime, we are going to pick a new series and watch the whole series as it comes out.
Yes. I think it'll add. I think it'll be better for engagement. I think we can all like get in on the conversation. It'll be better for offline conversations too, because we can all like talk and be like, "Hey, did you watch the episode this week? What are your opinions on it?" It'll be super fun.
Going on?
Now you'll be able to see my influence very, very clearly in the decision for this show.
There's one caveat though. If the show is absolutely awful or unwatchable, we will just call the show.
Yeah,
we'll cut it. Well, if it's like, if it's god awful, we will remove it and pick a different show. We have a couple other shows like Fairy Gone looks really interesting.
Yes.
The show made by UFO Table looks really interesting. Like there's a couple out there that look really good, and they were all under our consideration. One of the things we did want to do was we wanted a new show. We didn't want to pick up on a season 2 or 3, which is why we didn't want to do One Punch Man. That's why we didn't want to do Attack on Titan. Also, because Attack on Titan starts in 3 weeks. What the fuck, guys? I'm still annoyed at that. But so the show that we have decided upon is, let me just cast this spell. This one, Seiwayaki Kitsune no Senko-san. As you can see, it is about fox girls who are actually 800 years old. Just playing pranks and being weird.
Yep. What is the name of the show again? Sorry, I was busy real quick.
There was a person in Dale's chat I had to remove and
Seiwayaki Kitsune no Senko-san.
Yeah,
which translates to meddlesome Kitsune Senko-san. All right. The everyday life of Nakano, a salaryman working for an exploitative company, is suddenly intruded upon by the fox, Senko-san, 800-year-old little girl. It's fucking, the 800-year-old memes are going to get so old so fast, but I'm going to love it. Whether it be cooking, cleaning, or special service, she'll heal his exhaustion with her
I love the fact that that's
care.
in there.
I love, gotta have the inflection on it. Like, but so you can kind of see my influence there because there's Fox Girls. But that show is starting up this week. It airs in like 2 or 3 days.
Yes.
What's that gonna be on? What's it gonna be on, by the way?
I believe
I
it's
might
on
like it. Addison, I don't think I will like it. I really don't. But like, I've agreed to tolerate it. You know?
Well, I mean, also we'll
Tolerate
he
with
gets to have a
quotation marks.
stronger voice next time.
Yes, this is going to be a show that Dale's going to have opinions on. So
it might not. Maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll think it's hilarious and great.
you might, but that's still a strong opinion, which is cool.
Sure. Maybe I'll just hate my life every week I watch this shit. You know, no big deal.
I mean, then you'll be me every week.
I mean, that's distinctly possible. You might hate yourself. I mean,
Yeah, you might hate all of it. Like, that is totally possible. I did get a How Long Until a Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, but you know what? I already watched it, and these guys aren't as into Dragon Ball as me. Probably couldn't even name the character on my fucking wall. That's right.
Vegito.
I have to go look at your wall. Oh,
Is that Vegito?
No,
That is Vegito, right?
No, it's not Vegeta.
Oh.
no, I think that's Goku Black.
He is right. Yeah, it's Goku Black.
Well, I'm sorry. God. All right. Anywho.
See, I knew Dale wouldn't get it, but Yeah, I bet he could tell just because Goku looks a lot more evil because he's got the eyeliner like Majin Vegeta. Because, eyeliner makes people bad. Fun fact.
Not sure that's how that works, but yeah.
Listen, have you watched Dragon Ball?
It clearly is. Copper.
Listen, I'm rewatching Dragon Ball Z right now, and Majin Vegeta and Goku are fighting, and Majin Vegeta has hella eyeliner and he's hella evil. So I'm gonna go with yes. I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Are you though?
But
okay.
I mean, yeah, watch this. But so, yeah. What have you guys been up to this week? Doing anything fun? Or these last 2 weeks?
Just
Dale, you go first.
Just leveling up in Division, a little bit of Destiny, doing a little bit of the power grind there.
Mm-hmm.
Hit World Tier 5 in the Division. I'm at like 495
Nice
ish or something, so I'm almost at level cap in that game.
Nice.
Which is cool. So whenever you want to carry Comfy, we need to work that out.
Yeah, I hit 24.
Oh man, you're getting up there.
Yeah, but we got some like I got a bunch of side quests I gotta run. I finished all the story missions. We've done all except for one of the strongholds. I just need to actually hit
30.
Yeah,
you gotta hit 30 first.
I gotta hit 30 and then I'll be golden. But that's like I just gotta do some grinding for that. Copper, you've been playing a bunch of Division as well.
I have. I'm now at 94 hours in the game.
Jesus.
Wow, that sounds
I'm closing in on the level cap. I've got a bunch of gear that's at 500 that I'm not wearing. My chest piece is at like 506. So it is actually possible to go above 500.
Oh, well, shit.
nice.
But the reason I'm not wearing the gear that's at level cap for the most part is that I finished off my build, which I started yesterday, and I started playing with Dale in the morning, and I kept playing until like 11 p.m. At night until I got all the pieces I needed.
Jesus Christ, that's like that's 15 fucking hours of video games, Copper. Holy shit.
15 hours of Division to grind out the pieces I want for that build.
God.
So I've been playing with that this morning, and sweet Jesus, does it melt shit.
Copper,
like I'm killing yellow bars
you have a problem
on World Tier 5 as fast as I kill red bars.
That was my biggest problem with the Division 1 was bullet sponges.
So
and every turn of this game, it feels like they alleviate that issue and make you feel stronger.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, oh yeah, the recent balance patch they put out on Friday, I think it was, changed a lot of stuff. Like all the weapon mods are different. The balancing for guns is different. You feel way stronger. Like I feel way stronger than I did before the balance patch, which is great. Skills got a Passover, and I know some people are like, they're still not great. I'm running a 377 build, so 3 offense, and I'm still melting yellow bars as fast as reds. 7 defense, so I have my armor is over 200k, and 7 skills, so I can actually use skill mods that are really nice. And I don't run any healing on my character.
Ooh.
And not doing so actually increases my damage by between 25 to like 50%, and my skills are out, so that's kind of useful. And I'm running 2 damage skills instead. So my damage output is insane, but I'm still really tanky. As long as I'm in cover, I heal like from no armor to full armor in like about 5 seconds. So that's fun. So
that sounds super fun.
That's what I've been doing this weekend. As for the last 2 weeks, I've been pushing out work, such as your branding.
Such as all of my branding. Oh my god. You know what my favorite thing that you sent me is, though? Just the fucking transition.
Yeah, the transition is
it's
really nice.
So clean. I love it so much.
Yeah, I worked out super well.
It's like I wish I had more
more things to transition to.
Like I wish I had more excuses to use it, because it's so like Because, man, like, you sent it to me, and I was just immediately like, oh my god, it looks like the Mortal Blade from Sekiro, which I'll get into in a minute. Trust me, I have some conversations to have about Sekiro.
So things I've knocked out the last 2 weeks was your stuff, S. Jones stuff. For those who are sub-op members around here, she's also in sub-op.
Her stuff looks awesome.
It does.
I also
It's
saw
very
you did
good
Impact
stuff.
Woodworks.
Impact Woodwork over on Twitch. Just did his stuff. That reveal was yesterday, if I remember right, for his.
That was awesome. I love it. It looks great. And he's the guy who did like the Sea of Thieves table for the jam, right?
Yeah, he's the Impact Woodwork for those who watch the jam, which, you know, King Ithalian and Professor Roman. If you've ever seen the Speakeasy, the table and stuff that's there, and I think he did Ben's desk as well.
Right.
I think they're made by Impact Woodwork. Yeah, he's really good at that stuff.
Streams all of it on Twitch. Like he streams himself doing like woodwork and creative stuff. It's super awesome. I highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah. And he does take commissions as well in case you are looking for stuff. So
yes. I don't know any of his pricing, so I can't
I'm not
talk about that, and I wouldn't plan on it anyways.
I couldn't, because for me being international, because I'm not in the States, shipping up here would be just a no. it would
for you, shipping that would cost a lot, and then like getting that through customs as well would just be annoying.
And then customs would add on to the cost of stuff. So
yeah, it'd be like an extra like
order stuff from the States.
Assuming you're getting like a full size desk, that'd be like $200 in customs.
Yeah,
like for no reason, but like just like weight and everything.
Because why not?
So
I mean,
because why not? Customs is always fun. That's not a knock on Canada or the US. That's wherever you're at. Customs sucks.
Probably.
Yeah, customs is always a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
For anybody who has to deal with it.
Oh yeah.
So I've been dealing with. That's what I've been doing there. In addition to that, we did a quick thing for Red's podcast while they're really searching for a name.
Listen, I still said one fish, two fish, red fish. Okay.
I know. Well, it does. It is okay. So the name that they're, I think, currently going with is Redfish.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they're going to stick with it or not. So the podcast is by Red Nollis, who's a partner here on Mixer, and Brofish, who's another partner here on Mixer. So they're doing a podcast now. So I did a quick knockout for a little logo for them because they were trying to come up with a name. And as soon as Red mentioned Redfish, that popped into my head. So I just knocked that out really quick.
Yeah, it looks like a Swedish fish. I love it.
Yes. Yeah, that's really the inspiration. That and
it definitely shows,
cutting the word into it. For those who are aware of Brofish, her logo actually is kind of like a fish with lettering. So
I didn't connect those dots, but that's awesome.
Shit.
And then we pulled, so it's a red fish because of Red. Who
God, Copper's good at this stuff, guys.
And then Brofish's logo has that in, so we put that in. And everybody's familiar with Swedish fish, so it kind of resembles a Swedish fish. Not exactly.
One of the best candies. Changed my mind.
I fucking love Swedish fish. All right, they're so good.
They're sweet, but not too sweet. You know, it's
amazing. I love them. I could eat all of the Swedish fish ever. Kaylee knows this and will constantly bring me Swedish fish because she loves it. All
right. We also did a social media poster thing for Sub-Op because there is another tournament coming up.
Yes, we are going to be running another tournament. It's going to be on the I'll get the exact info really quick. Revamp.
I think it's the 27th.
I think so too, but I want to make sure I'm getting the date right.
Right.
Because I'll talk about it. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that on the 27th, and then on the 19th, barring Kevin having a child, we're going to be doing a Jackbox Party Pack night on his channel at mixer.com/kmagic101. That'll be super fun. We're all just going to hang out next Friday.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll try to be there. Well,
yeah. So we're going to be doing that.
You have any idea?
I would tell you right now if I had it. Like okay. I can pull it up. Just vamp.
All right. I might have to cut my stream a little early that night if I want to hang out.
And I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it is this. It is this Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, it's this Friday for that, and the tournament's the 27th. But I don't think there's a time nailed down yet, right, for that.
We haven't nailed down a time for the tournament. We're trying to figure out what's best for everybody because we want it to be as accessible as possible.
Yep. And there will be another social media posting going out for that one.
Absolutely.
That's decided on. Well, I know because the poster for it is done. I'm just waiting for the time.
There you go. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I unfortunately don't have as much time to put into it. I'm not going to be as prevalent in this. I might not be competing at all.
Mhm.
I'm going to be taking a back seat and letting other people try to run it. But we are upping the quality. It's going to be bigger. We're going to have the suboptimal mixer channel, which I'll, you know what, when I know the name of it, I'll give it to you. But we're gonna have the suboptimal mixer channel. We're gonna have our good friends Dave Case and Guardian. They're gonna be casting and hopping between channels. It'll be super fun. If you're into Apex, if you're not into Apex, it'll be a good time regardless. I suggest you come by, hang out, and yell at people, root for your favorite people, boo the people you don't like. Probably my team, if I had to guess. But you know what? Maybe even if I'm not competing, my team will be there.
And that's the other thing I'm
because the
doing
team
quickly is
the team that we had for the last competition was me, Red, and Brofish.
Uh-huh.
And we have like our DMs, and I've been like, yeah, like I've been talking to Red, but I've been like specifically talking to Fish because she's not as prevalent in the planning of it. I've been talking to Red, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to plan it a whole lot. I'm not going to be able to like compete just because of the time of it. It's just super unfortunate. And he's like, yeah, whatever, we'll figure it out. And then Brofish the other day was like, yeah, you're probably going to have to find a new person to compete for me because she's going to be at St. Jude Live.
Yes.
And I was like, God damn it. So now Red's going to be alone. Try to find a new team.
Good luck to him.
I don't think
he'll find somebody.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, Red's quite talented. So the other stuff I was knocking out is I'm doing a couple things for the sub up channel just so it has some branding because we do want to drive people there.
Yep.
So I did an offline screen. We're going to be doing a starting screen. I just finished a host alert and I'm working on a follower alert now.
Damn.
The other ones I don't have to worry about just because, well, it's not a partner channel yet. So the other stuff's not going to come around. Aside from that, which is just kind of a Sunday project because Sundays is technically my day off. I have branding due for Dale. And I have another project I'm working on that I can't really talk too much about.
And then you're still working on some stuff for me as well at some point.
And then I still have Comfy's emotes and
you want to segue into that conversation?
Yeah,
Yes!
Comfy's emotes and sub badge to come out as well.
What? Yeah.
Comfy,
so
what have you been up to this last week?
Man, my last 2 fucking weeks have been popping. So, right before the last podcast, literally the day before, which was 2 weeks ago, we hit exactly 2,002 follows on Mixer.
Yeah, the last
which, if you're unaware, that is the 2,000 follows is the minimum requirement for applying for partnership. In the past 2 weeks, we applied for partnership, got it, finished onboarding, and got the button drop in like the speed of light.
Yeah, record time.
Like it was great.
Super fast.
Especially considering that most staff was out.
I like told him, I was like, oh, you got like 3 weeks, my dude. And
like,
then I
PAX was on.
Like, you have 2 days.
Yeah, because like Comfy's people were at PAX because PAX is a big deal, especially for people in this space. So they were away at that. I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. They're at PAX. It's not. There's going to be like no rush. We're fine.
I told them I was like, I submitted it. Like, I submitted it. I think the day before podcast. So, like, I didn't even get the email or anything because it was like the weekend. Everybody was gone at PAX, and I was like, oh, they're at PAX. They're not gonna see this for like a month. And like some of the partners I know have had really long wait times just because depending on when you do it, there's like a queue of people that are in front of you and everybody's busy, or there's like paperwork piled up from the previous weekend, like PAX. And so like I was expecting nothing, and we went through all that, and then they were like onboarding, and I was like, cool. It was like, yeah, expect to hear from us in 3 to 5 business days, 1 business day. So that was a thing.
Nice.
It's been super awesome. Everybody's been super supportive and super cool. Copper made some super cool art stuff, which is what I'm currently touting on stream.
It's very good.
And I'm loving it. It's hot.
It's mega good. I can't wait to see what he comes up with for me because he's
mega
gonna be
cute.
Potato theme.
No, not everything's got to be potato
Everything,
themed.
everything is like
No.
red and yellow McDonald's branding.
Nope.
It's gonna be great.
Nope.
There's gonna be like little three
Nope.
threes hidden in everywhere. And...
I wouldn't be surprised about that. Now that would not surprise me.
Oh man.
But no,
You're gonna
we
rebrand
can't-
it to
It's
Mr.
great.
33.
Yeah, but so what I've been playing the last couple weeks, I've been playing a lot of Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. Man, Shadows die a lot more than twice in that game, I can tell you what.
That's true.
But that game has quickly become one of my favorite story RPGs. It's super fun. Last night I finished the final boss in my playthrough,
Oh, nice.
which was the Demon of Hatred. If you're wondering
you
why
hate
it's
it?
called that, do you want my rant right now, or do you not want my rant right now? We can go
I don't
two
know.
ways.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm scared.
All right. So basically, this is my short spiel about it. Sekiro is a game about clashing swords and bettering yourself through engagements. And like every single fight you do, you feel a little better every time. And then like the final boss of the playthrough that I did, and I'll get to that in a second. The final boss of the playthrough I did, which is the hardest boss in the game, is this culmination of all the skills that you've gathered.
Uh-huh.
And it took me an entire weekend and about 6 hours on the final time I was playing to actually beat him.
God damn.
Oof.
It was brutal. He was really hard, but I finally beat him, and it felt awesome. And then there's one end game boss after that, which gives you crafting materials.
Uh-huh.
And it's the Demon of Hatred. And nothing about that boss is skill-based. Half of his attacks are unblockable, and even if you do block them, they set you on fire and take out half your health. And this is me with max health for this playthrough, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Unblockable, undodgeable. I beat him last night after only 2 hours, as opposed to the previous, like, I'd spent like 5 hours on him.
Uh-huh.
It didn't feel good. I felt lucky. I didn't feel skillful. It was the worst experience in the entire game. It's a Dark Souls boss. It acts like a Dark Souls boss, but you don't have iframes from Dark Souls, so it's not good. That's my opinion. That's my opinion on that. And then also, just this morning, I woke up and checked Twitter and found an article from PC Gamer that said I cheated to beat Sekiro's final boss and I don't feel bad. And it was the most pathetic article I've ever read.
But did you need an easy mode, though?
The people asking for easy mode in this game are also pathetic. Like, you should know what you're getting into.
Yes.
If you're saying that you want to experience the story is nothing special. It's From Software. They're not great at writing stories. They're great at making
They're not.
games.
Yeah.
From
they're-
Software has made a name for themselves over the last decade about making ball-bustingly difficult video games. Like, that's
Yes.
it's kind of what they've become.
And if you're not expecting that, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're just an uneducated consumer, uninformed.
And the problem is, it's not even like, oh, they're uneducated. It's like, there are people who are perfectly educated, but they're still bitching about it. Like, a games journalist
Yeah.
has to know that a From Software game is difficult. But basically, he modded it, slowed down the time to less than half, and then got perfect counters on everything and beat the boss.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, I suppose.
And the thing is, too, he was calling the boss bullshit. The boss is hard, but everything he does is fair. That's the thing. The Demon of Hatred is bullshit. I won't deny that. But everything that boss does is 100% fair. And that infuriates me. But so I did, I finally beat it last night. I got all my crafting materials. I finished all my end game stuff for that playthrough. I got the Immortal Severance ending, which is the canon ending. That's the normal ending. I put up a poll on Twitter for what my next playthrough is going to be, because I'm going to do all of the playthroughs.
You want to get each ending?
I'm going to get all of them. There are 3 other endings that you can get. There's the best ending, the alt ending, and the worst ending.
Is
So
the worst
far-
ending where everybody is dead, like from the Dragon Box?
All my friends are dead. All
The
my
worst
friends are
ending is
dead.
straight up at one point, like your dad shows up and he's like, "Hey, you know what would be really cool if all the cool stuff that you've been doing to help out like the divine heir, like if we just like stabbed him in the back and made ourselves immortal. We should do that." And then you do that, and then you fight 2 bosses, and the game is over. But that's like halfway through the game. Like you skip the
Yeah.
entire like last bit of the game, which is, it's whatever.
That doesn't sound
It's
fun.
It's a fun end. Well, that's the speedrun ending. I've been watching a lot of speedruns for it too. Do you know how fast they're running the game right now?
Like
Probably really, really fast.
20 minutes.
Yeah, like half an hour.
Yeah, that's not shocking at all. Yeah.
It's really fun to watch. I'm really excited to get it at an AGDQ or SGDQ.
It's gonna be great.
But yeah, Sekiro has been a great time. Oh man, I don't think I've really been playing anything else other than that though.
You haven't, because
Oh.
you're still like level 24.
I'm still 24 in the division. Oh hey, you know
And
what?
the raid comes out in 2 weeks.
Yes,
we
it does.
like
Hey,
nobody's prepared. Like there's not a lot of
I'm not
people that
going
I'm
to be
seeing.
able to do the raid, unfortunately. Just like the day that it comes out, I'm dead. So
Dad,
Well, you're gonna have like school and stuff like that. I was expecting.
that's like the last day of my semester.
Yeah.
So,
So like I was expecting like Red to be ready for it, because he's kind of all about
Red-
raids and stuff like
I
that.
think
And
Red and Fish will both be ready for it.
I think Fish will be. I think she's gonna push to be ready for the raid for sure. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have people in the clan that we have
I
that are gonna be ready. So I
know-
think we should have 8 for sure.
yeah. I know that me, you, and Addison will probably play at least a pretty
Yes.
good amount this week.
Yeah,
So we'll be ready.
Addison, I know wants to play a ton. I know you'll be ready.
Yeah.
He'll be ready. Mewtwo, I think, will be ready as well.
Oh, he'll definitely be ready.
I mean, that's 4 people. If Fish and Red are, that's 6. We just need like 2 more. So,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and we've
Yeah.
got a few other people who play a lot in the clan.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, we'll get a
I'm-
raid
Yeah,
group
no,
together.
we're getting a lot of
'Cause-
super active people who are super into it, and I love it. But hey,
8-man raids is interesting, right? That's definitely something I wanna test out.
I don't think it's going to be that hard of a raid. I don't think it'll. I mean, it might be really difficult, but I don't think it'll be
They-
like super
they
mechanically
can't
intensive.
they can't do mechanics in the raid the way that they do in Destiny.
No,
Right.
it's not gonna be that type of thing.
I'm interested to see how they do mechanics.
I don't think
I'm
it'll be
curious
ball
to see if they're
bustingly
gonna
difficult.
Well, because division is normally set to group of 4, and now you've got a group of 8. Technically, the thing they could introduce, just like they do some other games like Final Fantasy, and that is splitting
One-
group,
Yeah.
right? Like we could have 2 groups of 4. Like we have to each, get stuff done within a certain time limit. That's something they can definitely do. So there's gonna be curious to see, and if people actually have, gear and stuff set up for it,
Right.
or if everybody's just going to try running the gear sets, which are
Yeah.
okay.
Man, I really hope I can start to hit 500 here soon. Like I really do, because like I don't want to piece together a build unless I am actually at 500, because it just feels like, man, my like OCD won't let me. So the numbers
What's the
all
thing?
gotta be even, guys. They all have to be
Yeah.
the same.
Dale wants to be 500 for his build. I'm not sitting at 500 for my build to work, because my build works based off of cure talents that are on my build, which is a possible thing to do. So I just have to hit certain numbers, right, and have certain talents in my stuff to work. Higher guns will definitely help because it increases my base damage. Same thing with my base health if I have higher armor bases. But I'm at I think I'm at like 480, and my armor is over K. So
Damn.
I can push to 500, probably get close to like 250. I'm like 216 now, I think. But I got to find the right pieces for it, right?
Right.
Because what I was looking for were basically things that fit the build for talents and mod slots and stuff like that. So I wasn't
Fancy.
prioritizing level.
fancy. No,
Whereas I think most people are prioritizing gear level first, which isn't.
I am. Yeah. Like
Which
I
is
will
the thing to do.
100%
That's
nuke
definitely the way
everything
to
in
go,
my
so.
inventory that's not 500 as soon as I can. And then I will start piecing together a build. I'm
And you can
still
push
hoarding.
if
I'm
you-
hoarding things that want the talents that they have
Yes.
the talents that I want. But besides that,
Well, I
I'll
was
just
going
grind my
through-
fucking ass off once I hit 500 to put together a build, and it'll be glorious.
Well, I didn't realize I had all the stuff I needed, right? Like until like 10 o'clock, I think, and then I took like an hour going through all like because I played the 10, and then I went through everything for an hour, like everything I'd picked up through the whole day. I started going through it all and went and started, putting stuff together, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
I'm done. Like
Yep.
sweet. So, and then I didn't test it out until this morning when I started playing with it because it's very fun to use and watch things just kind of explode.
Hey, you know what else? You know what other game has explosions?
I'm gonna go with Borderlands.
Ah, you're right. Speaking of schlooters, last week, yeah, you fucking hate it, don't you? You fucking hate it. Schlooter. Hey, you know what? I just want to point out really quickly. Gearbox was calling Borderlands a shooter looter on their website and in their advertisements, and God, it annoyed me, and they just recently changed it to looter shooter.
Now,
Not
given
kidding,
the
but-
company, they probably did that on purpose. These are the same people who raised their level cap to 69 because they found it funny.
Yeah, they did do that.
But so Borderlands 3 was announced last weekend at PAX.
Yep.
We got a couple trailers. We got the release date. It's looking great. It's looking fun. As of right now, it's coming out on September 13th. Yes, 13th. Because I remember because the date is a palindrome. Like the gun. That's a Destiny joke. But so, oh my God, I'm about to end this man's whole career. But so, Borderlands 3 was announced. It looks super hype. They also did Borderlands 1 remaster, remodeled, like reskinned.
Yeah, they did a lot to Borderlands 1. They increased the graphics, they added guns, they added features to the game. I think they changed up a couple of encounters. They fixed a ton of bugs.
They added a bunch of new loot. They
yeah.
added. I can find a good list of it. I have a place I go to specifically to find the list.
They left in the armory exploit, which people were like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised that they did.
That's how
everybody
people
was
play
surprised.
Borderlands.
Everybody expected it to go away,
Yeah.
right? That's why people started like farming the armory, like, "Oh, better do it now." And they're
Get
like,
all
"Ah,
that
it's still
shit,
it's sticking around."
All right, here. This is a tweet from Baru. For those asking if Borderlands Remastered is worth it, 144 hertz, 120 FOV slider, auto pickup, ammo, money, health, mini map with enemies and quests, better loot drops. Underdome actually gives you legendaries, so it's worth something. The UI has been cleaned up. A lot of quality of life changes. You can buy every type of ammo. Directional quest markers with distances. Bosses drop more loot. The final boss now has 7 red chests instead of like 1. New legendaries. Golden keys have been brought to the game.
Mm-hmm.
You
That was a
can
great
lock
touch.
items so that you can't accidentally drop them or sell them. There are cosmetics for characters now instead of just skins. The upgrade is completely free for people on PC.
If you already
there's-
own the game, yep.
And it is 4K. 4K visuals as well.
Yeah, it's just
Basically, and that's not even including they retooled some of the gunplay from what I've heard to make it feel better. And they remodeled the characters.
Yes, and the characters
That's
got a
a-
touch up.
That's a big one. The fact that they remodeled all the characters for it. But like That's just awesome to me. They put so much work into that. And Borderlands 1, like, the graphics have never been an issue for Borderlands. They kind of hold up regardless of what year you're looking at it because it's cel shaded and because it looks like pop art. But
yes, this helps a lot though to really, because it is. I mean, what Borderlands 2 is 10 years old. Borderlands 1 is what 12, 13, something like that.
Borderlands 2 is 7 years old.
Is it 7? Okay.
Yeah, and then Borderlands 1 is 10 years old.
10 years.
Yeah.
Like they're old games now. Like if you think about a 10-year-old game and look at it now, it usually look kind of crappy.
Look at
especially for shooters, right?
Halo 3 ODST came out that year.
Yeah, that's
it's not a terrible looking game, but it doesn't look nearly as good as anything today. Borderlands holds up way better.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Borderlands holds up better. And with the the remaster they did, it's even better. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm way into it.
Yeah, I can't wait to try out Borderlands 2 to see what they've done because
Oh,
they
yeah.
remastered.
They just
Well,
updated
I don't know
the
if they
graphics.
only did the 4K update. I don't
No,
really
but
think
it's
that
gonna look
PC
really,
and
really
be.
yeah, that game is gonna look really, really nice now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hammer out when we can get
Play.
Borderlands 1 finished because I'm looking. I want to. Yeah, we're gonna do a weekly Borderlands thing with some people. So,
Which is good because it's a super fun game, and then Borderlands 3 comes out later this year, and there's actually a lot of games coming out this year, which is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So-
I'm man, just want Destiny 3 to come out and be good.
please, God, please be good.
So,
please,
we are not gonna.
don't
We are
suck.
definitely. So there have been leaks,
We're not getting Destiny 3 this year.
but we're not gonna. The basic info is that and it's not just leakers, saying this and stuff like that. We're not getting a Destiny 3 this year.
Yeah,
We're just not with
whole
the changes that have
rabbit
gone on for the company and stuff like that. It's just not gonna be a thing.
Also, if they want to get it right, they definitely need more dev time.
right.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
we all know what happens when they don't get enough
I
dev
would
time.
much rather them have more dev time and get the game good.
Mhm.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I know. Right
for sure.
now, the leaks that we've had a couple story leaks just saying like this is what the base content of the game will be and who your enemies will be. We have had a couple leaks telling us about powers we can attain. We don't have any specifics, but we know generals about them. We have a couple leaks about game modes and stuff, including game modes in like Penumbra.
Yeah, there is a new game mode coming in Penumbra apparently.
Cool.
Codename Dragon Slayer.
Yep.
We
know what 3 exotics that are coming back in. Well, 2 are
that are
coming back,
back,
and one new. Yeah.
honestly, if that's actually true, I'm gonna be kind of pissed. Because
You know what I'm going to be mad about?
what?
They keep making stupid hand cannons.
I was literally
There's-
just gonna say that because
There's what
here's the
7 or
thing.
9 hand cannons now, and they're bringing 2 more in Penumbra.
We have 8 right now.
Is it 8 right now? Because of Thorn. Okay.
Do
So
you know
this
how many sidearms we have?
None.
1, isn't it?
1.
1.
Do you
There's the
know
Rat
how
King.
many? Do you know how many? Not sidearm. SMGs we have? It's 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know how many
there-
pulse rifles we have?
I think there's 2.
It's 2.
Yeah.
Like I like hand cannons. They're my favorite archetype of weapon. Trust me. Like
I love
they
hand
are really
cannons.
fun.
They're great.
But I don't
fun
wanna play the
fact,
hand
one of the
cannon.
reasons they are my favorite archetype is because they have the best weapons in them. You have Last Word, you have Thorn, you have Ace of Spades, you have Hawkmoon, you
Yep.
have in Destiny 2 you have Crimson. Like what else do we have that like we can pull up? Let me just open Dim really quick and browse through my exotics that I have all over the place.
But yeah, it's not. When they announced they're bringing more exotics, great. One of them being a sword, awesome. The other two
Dream-
being hand cannons, shit.
Dark Drinker is my favorite sword.
Oh, I can't wait to
Now-
have Dank Drinker back. It's gonna be great.
Them
It's so
doing the
fun.
one hand cannon, which is rumored to be Rose, which is a new gun we've never seen, so it's not something they're bringing forward, and it's
Mhm.
based on the whole, Thorn thing which we've been running through. That's fine because it's part of the story they've been telling, and it makes sense.
I mean, so here's my thing with Rose is I'm trying to figure out how it works in the lore that we can get it.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually exist.
It does. Well, I can get more into that with you offline.
Yeah,
but
that's a whole rabbit hole to dive down.
also have blanket emote Wednesday ish.
Nice.
Around
Ish.
Wednesday is when I'm trying to have stuff done for, John.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put a specific date on you. I'm just gonna say ish. People can figure it out.
And if you
So
can't
sometimes
wait,
next
well,
month, yeah.
I have words for you. I can't give one comfy stream.
So did we talk about what we're going to be watching this week?
We have not. We have actually
haven't.
not touched
Oh, we
on
haven't.
what we are going to go over this week.
Yeah,
We,
know what the
We did discuss a show that we could watch, which I was all for, and I think Copper was all for as well. Do we want to
refresh
go with
my
that
memory because I forget things because I'm
one? Roca.
okay. Commence the Google.
I got it. So the show, one of the shows that we were talking about is called Roca no Yusha, which is Roca Braves of the Six Flowers.
Yeah.
It is a show. It's got a really unique art style because they do like an Aztec style, and this is also this is actually this animation studio's first anime that they've ever put out.
Okay. Is this an old show?
This aired in 2015.
Okay.
Yes. So there is there was an industry rumor going around that the show was supposed to get a second season. They basically said it's going to have a second season. And the rumor was it was going to be out in late 2018. Of course, we're now in 2019. It's not around yet, so it might come out winter this year. Is kind of what the hope is, and I'd love to see it do. And I hope it hasn't been canceled because it's a really interesting show, and they leave off at a goddamn cliffhanger.
So it's done so well. So the plot of the show is that there is a it's a smart move. There is a demon god that's trying to be revived, and basically their god chooses 6 warriors to go out and go to where the demon god's coming from and fight him and defeat them. And all of the warriors are chosen by like a branding. It's like a flower brand.
I remember talking about this.
Yes.
And so our good boy, who's the main character, finally makes it there with good girl, who's another main character. And they find out that there's not 6 of them there. There's 7.
Yep.
And they're trapped in some weird mist that's preventing them from escaping and defeating the demon god.
Yeah, they're trapped. They got stuck in a trap.
So they've been trapped. Somebody triggered this trap, and they don't know who. One of them is lying. One of them is lying, and everybody else is telling the truth.
Yeah.
And so they need to figure out who it is that person.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
They're trying to figure out who's the liar, and because at that point it's kind of obvious that the liar is working for the demon lords, so they kind of want to kill the person.
And you have characters that it's skewing towards them because you have like a girl who's half demon, so it's like, well, everybody thinks it's her. You have this dude who's like kind of off his rocker, so it's like it might be that guy. The show is really well done. It's an action adventure fantasy show, but in its essence, it's a mystery.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And it's super fun, and I'll gladly rewatch it. But
I was going to suggest we watch that Shield Hero show because people.
Ooh, Rising of the Shield Hero.
Because you two have seen it. It's supposedly like one of the most popular shows of
Shield
the
Hero
season.
Was the breakout show of last season.
So I feel like
everybody keeps telling me I've seen Shield Hero and I haven't yet.
I have.
I
And
thought you have. You were the one going on about
No.
Raccoon Girl. I figured you'd seen it.
I can have waifus in shows I don't watch.
Oh, well, I figured you would have some. Okay, all right then. So, what do you think? Do you want to watch this? Rise of the
I'm
Shield
good
Hero?
with watching either. Rise of the Shield Hero is a great show to watch. The Flower Show is also a great show to watch. It looks like the new stuff is up online for pretty much everything that's actually started.
Uh-huh.
Our show, I don't think, has actually started yet. I think it's tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay.
But all the other ones we were looking at for possible things to start.
We
you
will
know,
be sure to
for,
throw this stuff
things
in
to
the
look at.
Discord.
Yes, we'll link stuff.
Yes.
because
'Cause
we're
I don't-
smart like that.
I don't know how to find.
I'm an
shit.
adult.
Kind of.
I'm the
I don't
Weeblet. I need y'all to
need
carry
your
me.
He is a weeblet. We've
Yeah, we
decided,
discovered
that a young weeb is a weeblet.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Uh,
Someone who is new to,
yeah, he's a
to
Weeblet.
anime is a Weeblet. So I shall be known as the Weeblet
We have-
from
We have
henceforth.
Dale the Weeblet.
Yes.
ugh. Yes. All right.
It will
Then,
be glorious.
Does anybody else have anything else they want to rant about?
Well, did we get a yes or an, like, what are we gonna watch? Are we gonna do Shield Hero? Or
I'm gonna leave it up to you two because I've seen
both?
both these shows, so I'm good for either or.
Which would you prefer, Comfy? You pick. It's all on you.
I pick.
Yes.
I'm gonna aim for Roka.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll watch Roka.
And we can,
I
and we can
really
do
wanna
Shield
watch
Hero the following week.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
It is definitely a show that's worth talking about.
By the way, I realized I still have the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure up. Just want to point out really quickly. Tom Petty is named after Tom Petty. Dyer and Strazo are named after the Dire Straits.
We moved on. From this so long
Doobie
ago.
is named after Doobie Brothers.
It's Comfy and JoJo. He never moves on from JoJo.
The Four Pillarmen are Santana, AC/DC, Cars, and Wham.
Gotcha.
We got Steely Dan, obviously. We have Muhammad Abdal, who is named after Paula Abdul.
What?
I'm not kidding.
Oh God.
We have Whole Horse, who's named after Hall & Oates. We have ZZ, who's ZZ Top. We have Enya, who's named after Enya. We have Steely Dan, who's named after Steely Dan. Again? We got Iggy, who's named after Iggy Pop.
Shocking.
We got Vanilla Ice, who's named after Ice Cube. I'm kidding. We have, man, I gotta keep going. There's more. Crazy Diamond is named after Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Gotcha.
Echoes is named after the Pink Floyd song Echoes. Heaven's Door is named after Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Gotcha.
This is just Cheap Trick is named after Cheap Trick. Killer Queen is named after Killer Queen.
Yeah, I think we we understand.
Do you really understand?
Do you really
Of course I do.
understand? I can
Yes.
go further. We have Six Pistols, who's named after Sex Pistols.
All right, why don't you name a thing and I will see if I can guess.
All right, we got a stand named Aerosmith.
I'm pretty sure that is named after the Doors.
We have Purple Haze.
Prince.
It's a Jimi Hendrix song.
Wow.
I know. I'm being a dick. Did you
Wow,
not
he's
realize that?
not being a dick, Chad. That's just a wow.
No,
from Dale.
He's definitely not.
Motherfucker.
We got Black Sabbath.
That's Ozzy Osbourne's band, Black Sabbath.
We have Beach Boys.
Named after the volleyball team.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We have Green Day.
Yeah, pretty sure those are named after Purple Rain.
Absolutely. We have Oasis.
Okay. All right. Are we done with this?
I mean, I feel like you're not getting these right. We gotta like. Basically, the reference list goes for fucking ever. I look
Yeah.
away. What the fuck happens in my chat?
I have no idea.
Never look away from your chat unless you're me, because my chat's usually empty, so it's fine.
Man, but yeah. But so yeah, next show, Roka no Yusha, Roka Braids the Six Flowers, available on Crunchyroll and most places you watch anime. Very easy to watch.
Nice. I need to actually make a fucking account so I can actually make like a watch list and shit. Because
You should make an account and get premium. It's so much nicer.
It's
I
it's
want to buy it though.
It's
like-
totally worth it.
it's
I'm
$8
sure it
like
is,
$8
but I have
Canadian.
enough
I'm sure it's less than
subscriptions.
that in America. Like it's
I have a
definitely
lot
worth
of
the
pirate-
fact.
It's like $7 for.
Yeah.
You have a lot
I
of
think.
subscriptions, so probably not.
Yeah.
Well,
I
get
do
rid
too.
of, just get rid of the subscriptions you don't use. That's what I did. Like
Yeah,
I have
like
a subscription
Compromise.
to, yeah, that too. You can get rid of that.
I mean, hey, if you're looking for a new subscription, you can always subscribe to mixer.com/Comfamous.
Go subscribe there, guys. Do it.
Or you can use my creator code on Fortnite in the Epic Games Store when you buy Borderlands 3.
But I bought it from 2K store
Yeah.
because I
Dude,
bought the
oh,
really expensive one.
Hey, really quick. Can we like just talk about the Epic Games Store like argument really
The
quick?
kerfluffle.
I don't. If you want to talk about it, I'm unopinionated. I think it's fine. I don't give a shit. People just need to quit being bitches. There we go.
Well, I think
No, see, that's the thing.
that's his point.
I'm on the same page. 1 second, really quick.
Oh my god, the blanket brigade, love it. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we're Blanket Brigade boys. Also, we're only 2 subs away from a new emote slot. So, or 2 new emote slots. So, oof.
Yeah, stop adding to my workload, chat.
Stop it. Dude, it took us like an entire day to come up with as many ideas as we got. Like, chat.
Bad
please.
chat.
So basically there's like everybody flips the fuck out because they hear Epic Games Store. And
I don't get it. Like, do they think Fortnite and just get pissed? Like, I don't understand.
that's the general consensus. I've talked to a couple people who are
So
anti Epic Games Store, but they just literally don't want another launcher. And that's the only argument I've heard that makes sense.
No,
Yeah,
no, I
that's-
don't want any more launchers. I'm sick of having launchers.
Um,
Like, there's too many of them, but I don't give a shit. I'm not going to cry about it. Like, I'm just
It's
going to
where
buy
you
the
buy
game
your
that I
games.
want to play.
People,
Yeah,
people are
and it's like-
complaining. It's like, well, if it's not on your priority, like your personal launcher, like Origin, Uplay, do their stuff. It's like then it should be on Steam. It's like, no, Steam is really shitty towards devs and how much money to take from them. Epic's like, here, have a way better cut. And oh yeah,
Epic is doing
the creator
better
code thing,
for
the
that.
cut that goes to creators from that comes from Epic share, not the share of the developers. They make the same money no matter what. So
yeah,
it's
and
like,
the thing is, Epic is generally operating at almost a loss for this, but they can do
Mm-hmm.
that because they make so much fucking money from Fortnite.
yeah, and
I
people
don't
tend to forget that Epic also owns the Unreal Engine. So
Oh my!
if you're
So
really
here's,
mad at Epic and don't want to use their stuff, guess what?
I
It's
was
not
just getting to this.
it's not just the Epic Store you can't use. It's any game made with the Unreal Engine. Guess what? That's most fucking games that are good. On top of that,
So-
people are mad about Tencent being a part owner of Epic and thus the Epic Game Store. Here's the thing:
Can I
Tencent
do this? Can I do this?
is worth over $350 billion. Comfy, what are they a part of?
Oh man! So one of my favorite people ever, Nelstar15. He works in the games industry. He works for a publisher, so he knows a lot of the ins and outs of the industry. He's kind of fucking done with people getting like trashing developers because of a publisher's decision. Like, because people work their asses off to make this game, and then for it all to just be thrown away because don't like the store. And everybody's like coming up with bullshit morals, like, oh, I don't want to support Tencent and their bullshit. It's like, so he tweeted out this amazing list of things that you can't play if you are mad at the Epic Games Store or Tencent and you want to stick to your guns and have morals.
And
You cannot play.
Hold on, before he goes into it, this list isn't complete. You can actually look up all the stuff Tencent's invested in. It's an insanely long
massive.
list.
It's very long. Because
Because
they're a large company.
They're a Chinese, what basically is a Chinese investment company. They don't make anything themselves. what they do is they take their money and invest in other companies that are already making good products so they can do better and make a return on their investments. That's all they do. And they're really good at it.
So this is the short list of things. The tweet I'm just reading verbatim. Mad at the Epic Game Store because of 10 Cent or Epic. Fine. Don't play anything from Grinding Gear Games. They're the people who make Path of Exile.
Yep.
Don't play League of Legends. Don't play anything published by Activision or Blizzard.
Yep.
Don't play anything from Ubisoft. Don't use Discord. And don't play any games that use the Unreal Engine.
Yep.
And then he linked a list of games that use the Unreal Engine.
Which is like every single good game.
Hey, do you like Mortal Kombat? Not
No.
if you have morals. Do you like, let's see, what other big games are on here? Because there were some big ones that I liked on here. Nobody's losing anything by not playing Crackdown.
Aw. You know, they tried. All right.
That game was such...
It had its chance. They didn't
I
give a
swear
shit.
they funneled resources and personnel away from that game. Because that's what it feels like when I look at that game.
Do you like Marvel vs. Capcom? Not if you have morals.
Never played it. Actually.
Do you like Octopath Traveler?
Never played
Not
it.
if you have morals.
That's a Switch game, I think. Is it just Switch only?
Very good. It is only Switch. Do you like State of Decay? Not if you have
Love
morals.
that game.
Not if you have morals.
Oh, God, I'm a piece of shit
We
then.
Happy Few. Not allowed to play it. World War III, which is a game coming out soon. Not allowed to play it. PUBG. Nah, fuck you. Oh,
Yeah,
nobody loses anything by not playing Lawbreakers. Do you like Kingdom Hearts? Not if you have morals. Fuck you.
Yeah, don't want to play Fortnite? You're going to go back to PUBG? No, you're not.
Do you like Dragon Ball Fighter Z? Because I actually really want that game. Not if you have morals. Dead by Daylight? Not if you have morals. Days Gone? Nope. Darksiders 3? Like the Arkham games? Nope. Any X-Men game ever fucking made? Not today. Like any Tom Clancy game except for Siege? Nope. Smite? Not allowed. Just really quick, because you guys do you do realize that the the Unreal Engine is one of the most, if not the most commonly used engine in the games industry.
It's
Because
huge.
it's the licensing for it is really low in comparison to other engines. And it's super easy to work with.
Yeah. And it's super easy to modify to whatever you need it to be.
In comparison to, say, something that came out recently, Frostbite. Frostbite is like working with something that's full of razor blades. As described by
do we call
devs
Frostbite
themselves.
an engine? Like
Frostbite is an engine for like 1v, like just your standard FPS game. That's all it's good for.
I thought it's
Anthem.
what made Anthem great.
The stuff that Anthem's devs are able to do with Frostbite's engine, given its limitations and what it's missing, just missing in it does not have in terms of like an engine, is crazy.
Yeah, and I got to put in my chat. Anybody can get Unreal Engine. You can license it from Epic. It is cheap as shit.
If you were listening to this at home, if you're watching one of our channels, you can go and get the Unreal Engine to work with for free if you're just making stuff.
Epic? Listen, everybody shits on Epic Games. You're like, oh, anti-consumer. It's like, okay.
It's not anti-consumer to
First
compete
of all,
with
weird
Steam.
flex, but okay.
Anti-consumer is saying everything has to be on Steam because that's a monopoly. And in case you're not aware of this, monopolies are kind of bad.
What?
Especially
Monopoly destroys families, guys.
So for those people in the States, you in particular have laws against monopolies.
You would think.
And one company owning everything.
You would think.
There are certain companies that get around it, Microsoft, but
it's what they do. What they do
Disney.
is
Disney's a good one.
So what's funny is most of the time, most of the monopoly laws are based on you can't have
you cannot control the means,
You can't
production,
control,
and delivery of a product. You
which
can't
for the
control
most
all of
part is like regional. Like you can't have a regional monopoly. That's where most of the laws are in place.
Yeah.
But what they end up doing is what's called like duopolies. So like two companies. This is mostly like ISPs and like internet companies, but it happens a lot. So like say you have Comcast and you have Time Warner, both assholes, and they're both in your city. But they make an unspoken agreement. There's no contract because it'd be illegal. They make an unspoken agreement to not go over on each other's territory.
Yeah.
So you only have one option and they can bust the prices up.
Yeah.
And because they're both in that general area, they can say that like it's not a monopoly, even though it really is.
It really is.
The reality of it.
And
Gotcha.
let's compare that to where I live, because it's a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I live off the coast of Canada. I live on an island. So right off, that should tell you that there's not a lot of people here. And normally speaking, you'd think there's not a lot of infrastructure. Let's see. I have fiber. Fiber is normal internet here. It's not special. It's not super expensive. And if I go to buy internet from someone, I have a choice of 5 different providers in my area to pick from. When I went to get internet in the last place I lived, there's so much competition that they give free stuff away. I got a free PlayStation 4 just for getting fiber internet.
Oh man, that's cool.
So
I'd sell a kidney to get fiber internet, and you're getting PlayStations for it.
they're like, here, please take go with us and take our fiber internet, and we'll give you a PlayStation. I'm like, okay. I was
Why
gonna
not?
pick you anyways. Like, you have the cheapest price, and
Yeah.
of course I'm going with fiber. Why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
So, like, that's what actual competition is. Companies are actually competing for your business rather than elsewise. And this is the same thing with Steam. Steam right now, before Epic came along, had a monopoly.
Basically.
They're not
Also-
a publicly traded company. They're a private company. They don't give a flying fuck about you. They're out there to make money, and they got to be super lazy because nobody else was competing with them. And
Yeah.
before people were like, well, Steam is great. No, Steam has a lot of problems. It had a lot of the same problems Epic has now because it's a new service back then. And I'm old enough to remember, and remember clearly, when people were complaining that Steam came out in the first place because they didn't want to give up their goddamn discs. Can you believe that?
Remember when people were complaining about having to launch Half-Life 2 through Steam?
Yes.
They
Like, people were mad. They couldn't just
Half-Life 2 was
install
like the
something to their own
flagship
browser, like to
product.
their computer.
Really quick. Let's turn back the clock like 13 years. Half-Life 2 comes out, and you have to launch it through Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, you have to launch it through Steam. You can't get it anywhere else. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah.
Does this
I
sound- does
don't
this
get
sound-
I don't get why we're mentioning it like that. Actually,
I don't
I'm kinda
either. No,
lost.
neither do
Doesn't
I.
make sense.
I don't know what sorry. I don't.
Doesn't make sense.
That was a strange thing to ask.
It was. Like, why would you make that comparison? It's totally
I
different.
don't know, man. Weird. But like, basically, and also my favorite thing is people who are like, I don't want to use any launchers other than Steam, and they are the same exact people who, as of right now, I can see them like in my fucking list playing Division 2, playing
Mhm.
Rainbow Six Siege, playing
Yep.
Apex Legends, playing Anthem, like you playing Destiny, like. People
These
are
all
using
games
other
that don't exist on
launchers.
Steam. Like, you use other
And the-
launchers.
The thing
You
is,
just
too,
don't
people are
wanna-
drawing the lines like, that's it. That's one too many. And it's like, 7 was one too many? Not 6, not 5.
It's
Like,
dumb.
it's such a weird, arbitrary number that people are drawing the line at.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like piggyback on Fortnite hate.
Now, if it was every company was launching their own launcher
They are
to play
though.
their
They are
one game,
trying. It's annoying.
Sure.
I hate it. Like Bethesda's
Um,
launchers doo. Like I will
Okay,
1,000,000% say that.
okay,
Bethesda's
Bethesda's games are
launchers-
mostly bad.
Bethesda's
Like their
launcher
launcher
is
doesn't even have a
garbage.
friends list. There's nowhere for you to go to add a friend to your friends list
Wait,
in the
are you
launcher.
serious?
I'm dead serious. You have to
That's
do it
what-
in the
yeah.
video game.
Bethesda has
It's
an
terrible.
actual garbage tier launcher. Epic has actually the start of something.
Yeah.
Bethesda has a garbage tier launcher. And they put only their games on it.
Yeah.
Epic has an actual store, and they're giving away free games. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Hey,
I got
Vengeance, what have you
Subnautica
been
for free.
streaming lately? What are you streaming on Sundays?
They are billions.
Did you get that for free from the Epic store?
Actually, no, I bought that on Steam.
Okay,
when
it is free on the Epic store right now, though.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, shit. I know. I bought that when it was first put into early access on Steam. Like,
That's free. The Witness is free, which is a puzzle game I've been looking to play.
High quality game. Absolutely.
That's a super high quality game.
Love it. It's such a fun game.
The only reason I didn't buy it previously on PlayStation is the fact that it was like $50 when it dropped, and I go through puzzle games in a few hours. So I was like, it's
this one takes a little longer than a few hours.
Very short for me. Yeah, this one is long for most people, but
even if you are super good at puzzle games, like I'm really good at puzzle games. I love puzzle games. Like, dude, I've been playing Tetris 99 like there's no fucking tomorrow. Like, the game just has so much content in it. There is also an artificial slowness because your character doesn't move at the speed that you would like them to. And sometimes there's some puzzles that you need to like walk over here and get this angle to try to figure it out. And that does add some artificial slowness, but the game, it takes a long time.
Yeah. So
and it's hot. 1 second. What's the end game like in Tetris 99? Better than Anthem.
All right. Well, on that note, next week we're going to be doing
Roku no Yusha.
Yeah, somebody who actually knows how to say things.
Flowers. Yeah, don't worry.
And then
that's why I have my Weeb tag. I got the Weeb star.
And we are going to be watching the first episode of a show that I also don't know how to pronounce.
Kitsune. We're just gonna call it Kitsune.
Okay, that'll work. So
because that's the easiest way to call it.
We have 4 episodes to do for our homework now, so that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going to be fun.
Not too bad.
Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the new kind of segment. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have a little more of an in-depth conversation about the episodes.
Yeah.
Yes, because we'll be able to remember names and go.
We'll be able to remember names. We'll be able to remember events. We'll be able to talk more in depth about stuff that happens and our opinions on it. Versus when we do the 3 episodes, like I'd like to have more in-depth discussions, but sometimes it's a little difficult because there's so much that goes on over that period of time. And like we can discuss, like in this episode, we discussed like the last episode a little more than the 2 episodes before it.
Yeah.
But that's because that was the one that left the biggest imprint on us. Yeah. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. I hope it does well because it'll probably be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus we, if we're looking at a show that, has an ongoing story, we get to make predictions about where we think things are going to go and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, you guys now have to make me commit to some stupid bullshit that I'm going to hate. So that's fun.
You're
going to
get
to watch
Fox
me be
Girls.
pissed every
How
week.
can you hate it?
Be happy the new season of Monster Girls isn't out because I would have been lobbying for that.
I would have been lobbying against it. You can't, like, listen. That show is too much for me.
Oh yeah, that show would kill Dale. That's
my God.
Dale Dud show. That's what that is.
Yeah, no, he would listen. We've already discussed watching that. Is do you not know what Monster
Vlad?
is?
We have things to show.
Google it at your own risk. I think. I remember. Wait, I think I googled images of this.
Oh, don't worry. I got this. Let me make sure that Safe Search is on.
5.
All right, here we go. Image.
Nice. Really? See, this is why I didn't search it on stream.
Oh God, yeah.
Here, I'm just gonna.
I'm
gonna
don't ever
send
do that.
both of you just a snip of what my left monitor looks like right now, and you can tell me if you think that this is appropriate to put on. Oh my God, there's actual titties.
Of course there is.
This is going in DMs for sure.
Okay, the DMs. All right. I was gonna say you can just shove it in the Weeb channel since the only 2 of us can see it anyways.
Oh, you're right. I can. Let's just put it. Let's put it in there then.
You just told everybody the secret. Why do you do
that? We have a Weeb channel. I think
if you want to look at the bottom right, there's some actual boobies sticking out.
Yeah, actual boobies in the bottom corner there.
Actual boobies. Holy shit. I was like expecting it to be bad, but I didn't think there'd be actual porn. And like half of them
Yeah.
are like body pillows.
That bottom one in the right corner where the boobs are actually at, that's a body pillow. That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
body
it
pillow
is.
art.
And
Same
the,
thing with like the Santor there and stuff.
At the
So those
top
aren't
left, there's a body pillow. There's a
Oh
those
snake
aren't
girl body
God.
pillow.
technically official art.
There's a bird girl body pillow, but
I know
she at
that's-
least has the decency to put stars over her boobs.
I know that's the one you want. Well, the spider one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know.
Listen, we
creeps
discussed
Dale
this.
out,
I already
has
said
bars
I'm an
over her.
advocate for bird girl.
I know, and I'm an advocate for the slime because
I get it. I totally do. I just don't want to be that weird and sticky.
Okay, all right, Comfy. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at mixer.com/come/subscribe. You can find me at twitter.com @Comfamous, Instagram @Comfamous. And you can join my Discord at suboptimal or discord.suboptimal.co.
Nice. Cool.
Hey, Dale, where can people find you?
You can find me on the internet at mixer.com/Mr. Vengeance, and at Instagram and Twitter at _Mr. Vengeance. I tweaked it a little bit. So that's fun. Copper, where can they find you and all of your glorious art?
You can find me on Mixer at Copperline. You can find me on Twitter at Copperline Art and Instagram, where I've been posting a crap ton of stuff of lately because I'm actually catching up with things I needed to post at Copperline Designs.
Yeah.
Very
There
nice.
you go.
Yeah, his artwork is very good, guys. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us this week for episode number 12, 2.5 Weebs. Next week, we will return with a brand new segment and all of the fun stuff. So be sure to catch it next week. Until then, you all have good days. Bye.
Bye.